Alrighty, so we've arrived at the final video of the activity book series that I've been showing off on my channel, and over the last week or so I've had a fair few questions regarding the new How to Draw Books Generator software, so I figured this video would be the perfect chance to address those concerns and also give you an update on the bonus that I'm offering with this software. So what I'm going to do in this video is to go over the most frequently asked questions and then open the floor to any questions that you might have regarding the software or regarding the books that I'm producing or the bonus as well. So when does the launch period end and when will the prices increase? So the launch period of the software is between the 31st of March and ends on April the 3rd at 11:59 p.m. Eastern time, which is when the prices will then go back up. So if you're not sure about the pricing structure and what you get with each version of the software, then make sure you go into the description below and check out my full review where that's going to be crystal clear for you. So one of the most frequently asked questions is regarding the types of files that you can use within the software. So if you're using the front end version, which is the one that allows you to produce the grid type images. So when it comes to this version of the software, what you'll be doing is importing your PNG files just like I've done here. Then that's going to allow you to then import them into the grids here, just like this here. Okay, so you have to make sure that they are PNG files. But moving on to the OTO number 2, which is where you have the step-by-step drawings. Now that's when you need to have layered SVG files. Okay, so for example, if we use my files here, so these are a different file type to the PNGs. They're the same images but a different file type. Okay, so what I've done is I hired someone to produce these for me. I hired someone to illustrate these for me. So if you're doing things the same way that I'm doing it, you can instruct your illustrator to make sure that they are that these have sort of defined layers and they send them to you in SVG files so that you can use them with the software. Okay, so just to give you an example with one of the files that I've had created for me, this one here, what we can see here is that there are clearly defined layers inside of this, and when we have this, the software is going to then be able to work its magic. Okay, so it's important that you understand what type of files, no matter where you're getting them from. So it is important that you make sure that if you're doing things this way and not just using the images inside the app, that you have them specifically created like this. So regarding that, I know not everybody is going to want to have those type of images created where the SVGs are perfect and crafted in a certain way. So just to touch upon some pretty exciting news here that I'm not really allowed to say too much about, but basically what is going to be happening down the line not too long from now is that you're going to be able to take SVG files that aren't perfectly created like this, and the app is going to be powerful enough to actually help you with that. Okay, so that you don't have to worry about the type of SVG files that you're getting. So I can't really say any more about that, but that's something that's happening down the line quite soon, but it is incredibly powerful stuff. But for now, this is the type of file that is needed, and I'd highly recommend that you go ahead and join the Facebook group for the software, and you can interact with other people and discuss all the file type things there, so you've got a clear path going forward. Okay, so just a couple more questions regarding the step-by-step. So the first one that I had the other day was regarding if there's an option to actually increase the size of the images that you have without having to do it individually so that they scale at the same size. So basically, if we just use mine as an example, and I'll zoom in quickly so you can see this, what we can do, where has it gone? What we can do is if we come across to these and we want to, let's say that we want to make these bigger on the screen, but we want to keep them all at the same sort of aspect ratio. So what we can do is come across and click on one of them, and then we can come to this cog setting at the top here. And we're going to select that, and then what we can do is come to the top right and make sure that the images are locked. So I've actually already got mine locked already. And then what you can do is just to drag and resize whatever image you want, the image that you're working with, and it's going to resize all of them, as you can see here. Okay, so in this scenario, obviously I wouldn't have done things this way, but as you can see, that's how we'd go ahead about resizing our images. Okay, so another concern that people have had is regarding the bulk clone feature. So a few people have mistaken that for being a bulk upload option to Amazon, which it is not. So the bulk clone feature means what you can do instead of individually inserting every single template over and over and over and over is to bulk batch the ones that you want. So I'll give a quick example of what I mean here because I don't know how to explain this. So if you have a ton of images that you just worked on, so if you've created all the different steps that you want and you don't want to go through and individually insert them into every single template, what you can do is to sort of batch upload them in using the bulk clone option. So what you could do is you could pick the files that you can bulk upload into the same template where it makes sense to do so. So I'll give you a quick example of what I mean here. So let's say that we had an 8-step design here. So what that will allow us to do is to bulk upload any amount of images that we have that are under or equal to 8 steps. Okay, so what I mean is if we come across and we insert this template in here, what we're going to be able to do is to put any amount that we have in our list of ones that we've just created that are 8 steps or less. Okay, so you can do this with any amount from the templates, but we'll just use this one as an example. Then we can come across to the bulk clone setting here. Then we're going to come across to step-by-step layers. So what we're going to be able to do now is to select the ones that are 8 steps or less. Okay, so when we do this, we're not going to be overstepping and losing an image. We're going to be able to get every single one in there. So I'll just show you what I mean. So let's just take a few of these. We have ones that are under 8 steps here. So 6, 7, 7, 7, 4, 6, 6, 7, 7, 6, 4, 4, etc., etc. You just pick as many as you want. So let's just go with a couple more that are under 8 steps here. And this is just going to save tons of time when it comes to actually, you know, creating the interiors for your books. Okay, so of course, before you do this, you'd want to make sure the steps are the way that you want them, and then go ahead and do this. So I'll show you what I mean. Let's apply this. Okay, so it's gone ahead and it's cloned the first step that we uploaded. Okay, so the first step was this, the first template we uploaded was this one here, and then it's gone ahead and uploaded all the files that we've just selected. And of course, some of these, what we selected, were underneath 8 steps, so we will have to go back and manually change some of these, like this one here, for example. As you can see, it's only 5 steps, but of course what we can do is very quickly just delete and delete the numbers as well until we have just the steps that we want, and then we can start rearranging however we want it from there. Okay, so just moving on to a couple more questions people are asking regarding the pricing and the funnels and all those things. Is that, are you able to skip the upgrades that you don't want? The answer is yes. You can skip any of the upgrades. You can have them all. You can have 1, you can have 2, whatever it is that you want. But regardless of which upgrade you want, you have to purchase the front end version. So what you'll find, and I know this is a little bit hard to see sometimes on these type of pages, is that when after you've bought the front end version, when it comes to the upgrades, there is an option at the bottom to skip them. Okay, so make sure if you aren't interested in an upgrade that you don't just force yourself to buy it just to move on to the next one. There is an option there that says to skip, or no, you're not interested, and then move on to the next one. Okay, so make sure you understand completely what you are getting. Okay, so the other question regarding the pricing is the OTO number 2, the step-by-step one that we see here, is that really going to go from a one-time payment of $197 to $297 per year? The answer is yes. I've promoted and talked about enough of the software from these people to know that they will not go back on their word when it comes to pricing, especially after the launch period. And again, this is no pressure. This is just the way that it is. If you want the facts regarding the pricing, that is a fact. Now is the best time to get that, but the price does go up to $297 per year. I am pretty confident. Okay, so just to move on now with a couple of questions I've been getting about my bonus. So people have asked, do I really give access to any version of the software that you purchase? The answer is yes, any version of the software. I probably shouldn't have done it this way, but any version whatsoever that you purchase, just the base version, anything that you get, you will get access to my bonus. Another question that I've seen a couple of times is that if you buy the software from someone else, can you still get the bonus from me? And unfortunately, the answer is no. I wish things work like that, but unfortunately, there has to be a structure to this and a fairness to this, where if you purchase from me, then you get the bonus. If you purchase from someone else, you get their bonus. Okay, so no, basically. And just to quickly go over the rest of what's happening in the bonus here, and I'll try and keep updated with what I've got planned here. So basically what I've done is I've created the bulk of the videos for what is kind of the case study part of the bonus. So like all the things, all the niche and keywordy things, and all those things that you'd expect to find in like a full-blown course, they are pretty much done. The other side of the bonus is going to be the Facebook group, and inside of that, the other side of it is going to be the sort of over-the-shoulder stuff. So when I release my book, or when it gets actually accepted onto Amazon, then I'm going to start introducing those videos into the Facebook group, looking over the shoulder me launching my book and the ad campaigns and what goes into that. Okay, so that's pretty much what the bonus is going to be about. Inside of that, of course, we've got the things like the complete outsourcing guide, which is what I've been creating myself after years of outsourcing people, and that's going to be taking a look at like building your team and talking about like which people I get to do which tasks. Okay, so all these things add up to creating a pretty awesome business and an awesome team. Okay, if this is the route that you're interested in going, which I think most people should be when it comes to making fantastic books and making great sales on Amazon KDP. So regarding when that's actually going to go live, so like I said, it's hard because my book is still in review and I wanted to go live when that book gets accepted, but obviously I can't say for sure when that book will get accepted. So I think what I'll do is after this launch is over, if we give it around 7 days after the launch, I'm going to open access to the Facebook group where you're going to have a ton of the sort of case study stuff, all the all those sort of things here that I've done already. I'll open it up, and then as and when, even if it takes like a couple weeks to put all the content in, that's when I'll do the over the shoulder stuff as well. So there's going to be a ton inside the Facebook group, and we did this before as a kind of like boot camp where it was day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, etc. So this time I don't think it makes sense to do that because this is more of actually course material that you're getting here. It's a lot more than a boot camp. So it'll be done in a good way. You're going to enjoy it. So what will happen is in the next few days after the launch, you're going to get an email from me with more information regarding this bonus. Okay, so if you've emailed me, that means I've got your email. I'm going to send out an email letting you know what's going on, and then we can go from there. Okay, so that's it for this video. Now again, if you have any questions whatsoever regarding anything that we've spoken about in this video, anything at all, just leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I'm active all day today because it's the last day. At the time of recording, it's the last day of the launch, so I'm going to be active all day with your comments. And what's going to happen after this, in case you're someone, I think you're probably quite a specific follower if you've been watching this video as well, what's going to happen is that there probably won't be a video on Wednesday because my focus now goes entirely into this bonus for the next week or so, just so I can create as much awesome content as humanly possible for anyone that's purchased the software from me. So yeah, I might go, if I go a little bit quiet on YouTube, this is why. It's gonna become my life for the next few days. But yeah, like I say, any questions, just let me know, and yeah, I'll speak to you very soon.